All right, I'm back. Here we go. I went from the fruit to the kyuk. Lunchtime. I get snackage. I upgraded to some Skippy chunks and pulled the fly out of my coffee, and I'm ready to go. Flying fly, not a zipper. I'm just saying, just in case for those of you that have ill theater of the minds. Okay. So, oh, that's funny, Skippy. That was a good one. I love when my usual suspects beat up on me. One day I won't be here and you'll be able to see this and how you abused the old man. Okay. Next up, I gotta refresh this really quick just in case I had anybody flying in between. While I'm doing that, happy Sunday to everybody and hanging out here on a Sunday, donoing up and enjoying some time. Once again, in my irregular schedule, because now I'm not talking about my bathroom schedule because of my age. I'm talking about my schedule because of coming in here because I've leveled up as the outreach coordinator for this nonprofit. So they're putting me to work. Hey, they even bought me a laptop and everything, and they're going to give me mileage per diem. I'm like, fine by me. Give me an excuse to go visit my mom on the other side of the island and hang out with mom, right? On somebody else's bill. I say that with respect, but nonetheless. So here we go. Next up is going to be Michael Zen. I'm sorry. I'm me. Hi, Jeeb. Since I've heard a lot of interesting things about seeing Lordi live, we will do a song from a live performance on one of their shows and put a small break on it. Lordversity Reactions. The song is, let me see, Hard Rock Hallelujah, a live song. This song will start at the timestamp and will go until it doesn't go. Also, Lordi was formed in 1992, and they've been playing consistently and still are up to this day, 2025. Their first studio album was released in 2022. Oh, so I like that. So they were, for 10 years, they were a band. Finally got a record deal or saved up enough money or something to do their album in 2002 and still together. Wow, what a great legacy. I wonder if it's all the same original members. I don't know. Tell me if you're here. Are they the same original members? Here we go, guys. Once again, this is the artist Lordi, or the band Lordi, and the name of the song is Hard Rock Hallelujah. This is from a live show in 2018. All right, let's go. Oh, I don't think it went in on the timestamp. You didn't set it that way. Oh, shit. What was the timestamp? I douched the form thing. You did put it on there, but I thought maybe you set it to that. What was it, 152? Mods, help me out. Oh, there it is. Thank you. You did it right there, 15130. Okay, thank you. Let me do this. It won't let me grab the knob. There we go. That's something you don't hear in real time. That sounds like a bad porno commercial. Okay, 15130. Shut up, 1am. 15130. There we go. I'm sure that's about it right there. All right, here we go. That's the ending of another song. Ending of another song. Thank you, San Francisco. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Abbacados. Thank you. All right, guys. Now, this is the song we're talking about. Here we go. Oh, Lordy. God, their stage presence, phenomenal. They're everything. She has kind of a Seed of Chucky kind of face mask on. Oh, nice. I like that little chromatic. Started off with the Christopher Walken cowbell. Let's go. Their outfits is like Kiss meets Slipknot meets Behemoth.
The walls come down like thunder, the rock's about to roll. It's the apocalypse, now they fool. All we need is lightning with power and might, striking down the prophets of fools. And as the moon is rising, give us the sign. Now let us rise up in war. Sing it! Rock and roll angels, bring thine heart, rock hallelujah.
Man, performing in those outfits must be insane. They must be frying in there. Very 80s metal sounds, even with the synth pad in the back, but it sounds fantastic.
While the day of rocketing, it's soon as wins. You will see the Joker soon will be the new kings. All we need is lightning with power and might, striking down the prophets of fools. And as the moon is rising, give us the sign. Now let us rise up now. Rock and roll angels, bring thine heart, rock hallelujah. Demons and angels holding one hour light. Rock and roll angels, bring thine heart, rock hallelujah. Creation supernatural high. Yeah. 7. Jump, 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 jump. Come on, jump, 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 jump.
That's a nice riff, man. That's a great one. They pushed it up a whole step, but a little bit of entertainment theater guitar neck work there with the finger.
Sing it with us. Hard rock, hallelujah.
Definitely taking a page from the Kiss stays in entertainment stage, presence. That's cool. As long as they don't burn down the place. A little bit of a symphonic vibe in here too, especially with the keyboard is laying into the keys like that. The bass tone is really sizzling like a fa-la-la-la. Is that guy holding a AA battery? Oh. Oh my God. Depending who it could be a AAA. I'd be holding a 9-volt battery there. He's toweling everybody off from the bloody sweat. Bruh. Strategically placed skulls on that keyboardist outfit there. Get my feet. Oh, God, what the? Come on. Oh, no, really? Is he going to hurl that in there? Oh, shit. All right, if it's a performance people came for, it's a performance people got. Patty cakes got it.
Zeta! You guys have been awesome!
You gotta watch the end of this through and through. Come on.
Fucking much!
We got. Can you imagine being the drummer in that outfit? Come on, guys. That was an absolute badass of an ending. That was a fantastic performance. Showmanship. Musically, they crushed it across the board. It had that 80s vibe. It had a little bit more of that. I only say Kiss, not necessarily because of the guy's outfit, even though there was a lot of Kiss-esque influence in it. It's like the influence of the 80s metal rock vibe scene of that. What did you guys call it? Gwar, or Gnar, or something? I'm familiar with the term, I think. But it's like, would you like a performance like this would be epic if like they teamed up with Ghost? Don't you think? I mean, I think that would be such a badass billing, is Lordi and Ghost. Not only because of the sounds are similar in their compositions, more of old school metal rock tones, but also because of their stage performance. Could you imagine, how about this for a billing? Behemoth, Ghost, and Lordi. That would be, I think, just as a stage, just as the optics of that, I think would be. And also, well, you know, Behemoth is a little more current, gnarlier, black metal, torchy kind of vibes, you know, but I think it's coming in for the complete experience. Man, would that not be a sick billing? I think that would be mental. But this was great. I loved listening to it. The theatrics is a little funny for me. I mean, I'm like, okay. I like the fact that the pianist opened up with the organ. Very, and the cheesy organ sound that came from the synth as well was, you know, for me as a composer, I was going, yeah, I've, you know, patches in keyboards and stuff like that, you know, so I really like that entrance being very churchy, dark, I guess considering it was their last track, maybe for the concert. And so, but that whole ending though, where she's wiping her armpits down, I'm like, fuck, these guys are having the best time ever. I will say one thing. When you've had me listen to Lordi in the past, they have not been recorded, and I've been really kind of like, God, listen to what they're doing with the vocals. You know, he definitely can hold his own on that growling, dark, you know, his tone. But in the recordings, there's something else that happens in there that makes it even more shattering, but doesn't lose its tonality. So I thought that was great, you know. So, yeah, that's, yeah, Theater of the Mind working too much there, Hindenblur. All right, next up, Misty Souls 2. Zeta Gundam. What? Is that it? Zeta Gundam. The 1985 anime TV series set in the future where space colonies fight for freedom against the corrupt Earth Federation. Kind of sounds like what might be happening right now. Following a young pilot who joins a resistance movement, the Anti-Earth Union Group. I'm really struggling to try to keep it apart to the way the world is right now. And struggles with loss, identity, and war while piloting a powerful transforming robot. It was a relatively dark and morally complex setting for its time in the 80s anime scene. So this is coming from Misty Souls 2. The name of the track is Anti-Earth Union Group. And the name of the anime is Mobile Suit Zeta. Goddamn. All right, let's go. Serious horn section. Very somber battle cry. This is wonderful. This is all live. You can actually hear the stops on the reeds open and close. A little bit of the like Godfather-ish kind of composition too, with that Baroque vibe. The ostinato with the strings. It's more like a legato. The legato vibe of the strings, just making those runs. Patty cakes. Yeah, Hindenblur, you just pulled me right back into it. That's right, this is for an anime. Very intense, this track. I don't know why, but I'm getting a little bit of the vision of The Professional. Remember the movie about the assassination guy? The Cleaner? This has that vibe of like pensive darkness, looming doom. The Professional. Well, what's this? Wow, what a nice... I like the call and answer between the brass arrangements and the strings. Beautiful. No, it's really good quality Endo or Edo art. Answer back. That was kind of a 007 detective ending there. The emphasis on this whole track was obviously around the brass section and had that very marching, very pushing forward. I don't know what's happening here in the anime. And if this continues to be, if this was one particular long piece or if this was a derivative of a scored section that they decided just to play out longer for this mix. So it was really wonderful. Based on the fact that it was really clear and great engineering, the fact that it wasn't an overblown section, the call back and answer between the brass and the strings were really super clean and easy to hear, made it very, very interesting. I was really interested when they all of a sudden they turned it around that last third track, I guess the third, oh, that's right, it was 3 different suites, 3 different little movements. That beginning of the third piece with the bass and the drums, that but if you noticed, when the brass and the strings came in, they kicked their brass and let that sink. The drums and that slap bass kind of sunk down and gave the brass once again the pole position in the listening experience. But once again, in an era when I think Hendenblur mentioned, I forgot who it was, about this was an anime from way back in the day. And to me, this was the extraordinary, this is one of the most wonderful things that I love about what anime has yielded to the world as a music experience, was the respect for music in their animes, as well as that's transitioned into music in the games and stuff that's coming out of Japan and stuff like that, because there has always been a great honoring of what the composer can yield and spending the time and energy and the money and hiring the musicians to actually knock off these tracks. I think it's badass. And it continues to happen, and I love it as well. Okay, next up, Skeletank. Skeletank, is you here? I believe you are somewhat familiar with this band since you have heard a few of their songs in the past. They have become one of my favorite metal bands over the last 8 years. And this track so far is one of my favorites from their newest album that just released a couple days ago. All right, guys. So we're going to hear something that was just recently released. Skeletank, one of our Kados here on the Abbacado show, is bringing us this listen here. The name of the song is The Logical End. And I have heard of this band. I've done quite a few tracks from them. They're tremendously talented. Rivers of Nihil. I can every time I read it, I'm sorry, fandom. I'm sorry, bandom producers and everybody. I'm just old, but my ears still work. This is The Logical End. Let's go. All right. Oh, already get me on that hi-hat work. I also love the tone of the kick. Wow. What a wall of sound, but listen to the bass work. That background third. Was that a major third they yielded into? Wow, that's badass. It's such a dark part of the track. drummer's smoking like usual. God, this section is so badass when they clean it up like this. It's like a turnaround into a second verse. Hear the cymbal work on there, holding down 4. In between it, the emphasis, the accents. Could be a 2-hand thing going on there. Yes, sir. This is where the magic really comes in with this band. The bass line. And that ambient work in the back. I don't know if it's generated by guitars or if it's padded work. Jeez, this whole section. Freaking hang on to your hat when they do this, man. Jesus. I think the bass is hammering. I mean, I'm doing taps. God, it's almost like a cut time, the blast beat with the kicks. It's what brings it all in. Just chokes you with it. God, the vocals are so well produced and performed. Throw in some of that Leslie Ham. What color? Leslie Ham. Putting in that growl underneath it. They just released this, I get a few days ago, and it's bands like this that will continue to push the limits of compositions and arrangements that are going to go beyond, I think, what we get used to. So what I mean by that is every time a band as legendary as Rivers of Nihil, if I say that wrong, just give me a break. Please, just a little break. Never watch, someone's going to pipe in. With the musicianship and the talent and the arrangement abilities, including vocals and stuff like that, coupled with the production, those next steps, that every time bands like this release something new, it's so cool for me to hear how the everything that I just mentioned before, production, musicianship, style of composition, everything, is progressing. And there's a lot more details and nuance, I believe, that are being put towards still being authentic to the ballsiness of what we just heard, but still giving us such this theater of the mind transitions with these cleaner vocals. A little bit more of an emphasis on an ambient ethereal vibe in the back, however that's generated, whether it's, you know, guitar, stomp pad, pedals all put together to make it sound ambient and stuff like that. Also, like I said, the infusion of the sax lead work and the bass work and everything that was in there. This is one of those things where it's just like, you know, I've said it so many times, when these bands are so much deeper and so well-rounded as musicians, engineers, arrangers, vocalists and stuff, that when they come to us and they present themselves as this band and this is our sound and this is what we do and this is how we do our things, that as it ages, like in, you know, big barrels of whiskey, you know, the older it gets, the more refined it gets, it still keeps the kick and the punch of, I don't know why I used alcohol or something like that as a reference, but it still keeps the integrity of what it is, but the effectiveness of it is still going to be what it's going to be, but all of a sudden, all the layers of more intense fermentation, if you would. I don't know if that's the right way to use it, but the aging of the musicianship and stuff and bringing out a little bit more of these nuances and stuff is what this represented to me. Lisa, did you say you were digging out for a second? Okay, we'll see in a little bit. So, okay. Next up is Hendebler. Hendebler, what do we have here for you today? This is a neat math rock band that does some real cool exploration musically. Their music can get pretty dense and complex. This is extra cool since it does a great job visualizing the different parts. So I take it you're probably saying the way the video plays and the visualization of the arrangements, maybe? Is that what it is? I don't know. I do know that math rock to me has been one of the most exciting genres ever introduced to me since I started the Decomposer Lounge thingy journey, only because it really speaks to me in my brain, in my ADHD of how it is I compose and put together my own rhythms for my own stuff. I think math rock has been a definitive approval, if you would. Me not knowing that it exists, that my brain works in that way, though I don't have the skill set to play that way or something, but in my brain, I hear all these intricate things happening, and since I was introduced to math rock, it's kind of been like letting a little bit of air out of my anxiety of expression, going, oh, there are people that think like this? Okay, great. I may not be able to play like this, but at least somebody can, or some band can, or something like that. So here we go. This is Haisunonasa. Oh shit, I'm gonna rip this one to pieces, guys. I'm sorry. The band is Haisunonasa. Haisunonasa. Boing. The name of the song is Dynamics of the Subway. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. That meant something. I like this. This is great. You're right with the visualization. It makes such a difference. Okay. It's like this video gives us mere mortals the ability to follow along. trying not to look at the visual, the video, listen to the composition. They just said how many expressions of abstract composition percussively can we put in here and make it work? I like those triplets. Sorry, I'm stimming in and out of the frame there. They're giving us a reprieve to collect our scattered neurons. That's well done. What an experience. Don't even need a heroic dose for this. Just watching this saved me a bunch of money on buying an eighth of music notes, not mushrooms, an eighth of music notes. I am so glad that this came in as a visualizer. I mean, it's such a unique way, sensory-wise, to tie it in, even if you know nothing about music, that you just sit there and if you're just watching it, the way they produced the visualizer, I thought was very, very unique and very well done. Musically, like I said, it was, you know, they fit in so many different rhythmical patterns in the math rock kind of way, you know, and it spoke loudly and clearly to me. For some reason, it's in my mind, the way I listen to music, and as I had mentioned beforehand about math rock, I was very easily able to identify the patterns and stuff and how they spoke to me individually. So to me, this would have been like something where it would have been the thesis of a doctorate's program in percussive arrangements and stuff like that. How can we interweave the abstract, like I said earlier, with the syncopation and everything that was going on there. There wasn't really any, as far as I could detect. At a certain point, I had to kind of give up. But there wasn't any meter change in it. I think it was more of the rhythmical changes because everything was always stayed pretty square. But then again, there's times where you can fake yourself out with 6/8, 3/4, 5/4. You know, whenever you got a 4 in there, even with the eighths, you know, as the representation of the meter, you can throw yourself out. You can count 4 into anything. Truly, you can. It just, and you can come for me in the comments if you don't think so, but you can. I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly. It was almost like a Juilliard. Like, okay, what are you turning in today? Young Padawan, for your homework. So, and also yes, EO Dart. I think you had mentioned about clicking the teeth. That's me. How many of you guys who are musicians or composers, or maybe not, but find yourself your jaw clicking? You go. I don't know if you heard any of that, but. You know, the jaw and the mouth kind of ticking or clicking along with the... As a matter of fact, I snippet a little story segment on the Decomposer Lounge when Misha Mansour and I did an interview, and we were actually talking about that. I think he had mentioned it, and I lost my... No, dude, I do that too. You know, the jaw's going... You know what I mean? Yeah, we all stimmin. That's what it is. We stimmin that way is what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's that funny Misha Mansour thing. We both were going, yeah, that's it. Fingers tap, okay, finger tap. But then that's the thing, you got like 10 of them, so they can go in different. Hold the quarters with this one. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, next up, let's go with Bisaga de Meshach. Sorry, you know me and my naming of arcados. Biasagama Schmack. Are you here, my friend? There you are. That's you. We are playing your track. Heyo, the internet has an amazing place where I can find awesome music like this while traveling to work and back every single day. Folks, he wants us, he or she, I'm sorry, I don't know, to listen to a band called Tokyo Renbo. Renbo. Tokyo Renbo. And the name of the track is Datura. I thought it said Datuna for a second. I was like, oh, I gotta get my glasses on. Here we go. They're growing buds. Those are all male plants, though. What the hell? Not that I know. I'm just saying. Well, the video's a trip so far. Those are some twisted guitar tones in there, but they sound phenomenal. It sounds like the drums were recorded in a bathroom. And that's not a bad thing, that's not a dig, you know if you know. That vocalist sounds phenomenal, great expression. It kind of sounds like a lot of the effects that were on the guitar were not post. It sounded like they may have rigged up their stomp pedals, you know, and came right out of the cabinets mic'd, which gives a really unique tone and weirdness to it. Now, there is something there. There was something there with one of the guitars that I did kind of feel like it was some post phase shifting. But the uniqueness to me on this one is the dichotomy between the clean vocals and the darker, obviously, vibe of the band behind it. The way she performed it, as just a vocal performance, was phenomenal in its tone and its melody and everything like that. But the punkier dynamic of it, she definitely didn't like bullshit. Is that the right way to put it? It was very authentic, but yet it had a very nice, glassy, melodic tone to her voice. So I thought that was a really nice adjacent, if you would, to, or not adjacent, juxtaposition. No, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm okay. I'm okay. I can still talk. But to me, the guitar tone at the very beginning, I was like, what and how and what the hell are they running through there? So, well done, well done, well done. Next up, we have, let me see. Park Pal. Park Pal, are you here, Park Pal? Be a pal. Let me know that you're here and you haven't parked. Yep, I'm still submitting more of them. I'm a sucker for when a track on the album does this sort of thing with the vocals, but I don't know why he is talking about the artist Rilo Kiley. And the name of the song is A Better Son or Daughter. Hey, Park Pal, how you doing? Let's go. Here's your track. All right.
Sometimes in the morning I am petrified and can't move, awake but cannot open my eyes, and the weight is crushing down on my lungs. I know I can't breathe and hope someone will save me this time, and your mother's still calling you insane. And I swear, and it's different this time. And you tell her to give in.
Got that shanty vibe, doesn't it?
Demons that possessed her, that God never blessed her inside.
Hey, Shock Frog, how are you?
You hang up the phone and feel badly for upsetting things. Crawl back into bed to dream of a time when your heart was open wide and you loved things just because, like the sick and the dying. And sometimes when you're on, you're really fucking on, and your friends, they sing along, and
I was waiting for percussive switch up.
but the lows are so extreme that the good seems fucking cheap, and it
That little synthy trombone over there. Love that arrangement.
But you'll fight and you'll make it through. You'll fake it if you have to, and you'll show up for work.
That swing 3/4 vibe in it. It's what's catching me. It's making me stick.
You'll be better and you'll be smarter and more grown up and a better daughter or son and a real good friend. And you'll be awake, you'll be alert, you'll be positive though it hurts, and you'll laugh and embrace all your friends. And you'll be a real good listener, you'll be honest, you'll be
queen tip there of the hat.
But not giving in to the cries and the wails of the valley below. And your ship may be coming in. You're weak but not giving in. And you'll fight it. You'll go out fighting all alone.
You know, this kind of had a marching off the plank vibe for me. Ooh, this is nice. So Park Powell, what I got, first of all, the way that for at least the first 2 minutes of the track, or a minute and 30 seconds, just having that little, like you said, old school answering machine tone for those of us who were born in the 1900s, kind of remember what that sounds like. And just the approach of that, I was going, you know what? This is something that doesn't need to change in production. Like, I was happy hearing it the way it was. But just knowing that I'd look at the time and go, oh, there's 4.5 minutes left. I'm sure it's going to pump somewhere. And there it came. But that 3/4 swaying shanty kind of vibe of the track, I really dug. But the song in of itself kind of was, because I'm picking up the lyrics as I can and weaving my own story in the head. But it almost sounded like it was a long walk on a plank to being forced to, jump kind of a vibe. That's kind of what, not only what the arrangements gave, but a little bit of how the melody, and I caught some of the lyrics. It could be completely off, but it definitely felt like it was a plunge into whatever was happening, lyrically with the song. And then just as I finished it, I noticed the album title, I guess, is called The Execution of All Things. So I don't know if this was an ending track or something like that. Fighting through depression or something. That's exactly totally different than the story I just told, but since you kind of pulled that in, yes, that totally plays without a doubt. But once again, though, I do want to reiterate that first minute and a half, as it was, I was like, the song could stay like this. I'm totally stoked with it. Just the whole play on the whole thing was a great vibe. Even though when they did kind of expand it and gave us a little bit more of a full, or they did give us a full experience, when the band kind of came in, if you would, it kind of emphasized a little bit more of that discursive stimming, if you would. I thought it was a great track. And now I know why it's one of your favorites. I do say so my damn self. Okay, next up, who do we have here? Next up, we have 9999. And we are going to be listening to a track. My favorite song from this band. There is Dave Grohl on drums here. I'm not a musician, but I love how dissonant and dark the guitar work is in the opening, especially. This album was done shortly after main guitarist and vocalist Josh Homme was hospitalized for many months. He thought he was going to die. It influenced darkness and drama of this whole album. Okay, so this is Queens of the Stone Age. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get blocked on this one. Queens of the Stone Age. The name of the track is I Appear Missing. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Giving me a little bit of Radiohead, isn't it? I asked that in question form of my own opinion. Good.
Dare I say, give it away. Watching the water give in as I go down the drain. I appear missing.
Quite a few layers in here. Guitar overdubs and secondary arrangements. Spinning down, 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 down. It's got a little bit of a stoner element, doesn't it? The music style. Like in this section especially. Wasn't Caius, isn't that associated with stoner rock or sludge? I mean, is that why maybe we're hearing an alignment of that? Oh, Josh was in Caius. Okay. A lot of intricate layers going on there with the guitar. Now I get it. The bass is working its ass off right now. Master group fade. Okay, now I get all that influence. That's now, or at least when I'm listening to music, I'm going, why does this have this kind of like sludgy kind of vibe to it? Or stoner kind of vibe to it. And Caius also is a band I've done a couple times. This sounded very, by the way, let's say hi to a Venomous Platypus, I think. First time here chatting, so let's all say aloha to Venom Platypus. That's it. Cool name, actually. I like that. It sounded like it was very, like the song within itself, the way it was written, the chord changes, the vocal performance, gave it a very kind of, how do I describe this in the theater of the mind vibe? kind of a psychedelic Alice in Wonderlandy kind of swim of emotions, if you would. As the body of work as a whole, the tone of the voice, and even how it comes up towards the end and gets that kind of stoner rock kind of vibes. Having Dave, listening, every time I listen to Dave Grohl, a track that I know he's on, one of the things that I do usually is focus pretty quickly on the drum sounds. And he has such a unique way of, pretty sure he probably engineers his own tracks and stuff like that. But I was just wondering if he was using that console that he got from the recording studio in Van Nuys. It was not called, the studio I worked at in the 80s was Studio Sound. The other studio, though, that was really super famous, he did a documentary about it. What was the name of that studio again? Sound Studio? Or Studio something, I forgot what it was. But I was really, he's a straight up analog guy, so this definitely had analog vibes in it. Oh, hey, Venom. Well, I'm glad you made it over here. This is kind of an odd time. I usually am not here on Sundays. But I like I love the bass player was all over the place. I love it when bass. This is something that I kind of got involved in listening to when I was younger. My uncle used to play some weather report stuff, and also Carly Simon, I think it was, where Jaco Pastore playing the bass on it always had a propensity to pluck out areas of a song and actually play the bass in unison with the melody being sung. Where in my mind the bass I thought always kept a structure that would be, holding down the bass, the bottom end of it, not afraid to come up and follow and play around with the melody as well. So. No, Dave didn't buy the studio. What he did is he bought the console. From what I understand, maybe you're right, but I do remember seeing a thing where he disassembled the console, or maybe he bought it and then sold it later, and then before he sold the studio, he decided to take the console with him or something like that, because that was like the holy grail for him. So I can't recall. Something like that. Yeah, there was a great documentary about it. I just forgot the name of the studio. I'm going to look it up really quick. Stand by, just on my own here. Dave Grohl, studio console from Sound City Studios. That's what it was called, Sound City. Yep. Which was really funny because during that era, that was mostly in the late 70s and the 80s or through the 70s. I was a second engineer over at a place called Studio Sound, which I thought, it sounds a lot like Sound City Studios. And it just so happens that the guy that owned Studio Sound was also a notorious producer, a guy named George Tobin, where I cut my teeth on analog to digital crossover. But I thought it was, is there a little weird name robbing going on here? They're in Van Nuys, we're in North Hollywood, down the ways. Very interesting era, the 80s. I should documentate my experiences before I get too older and forget a bunch of stuff. I have stories, as you guys know. Okay. Next up. Is Greenly Floating. Greenly Floating, are you here? I always love listening work from this composer. I think it's Lena Raines. The song is called Farewell. It's from the game Celeste. Am I right? Is that Lena Raines? Let me know, peoples. I think my brain's still working. See you, Mandrix. Ooh, this is different. This has got a little fusion-y. But she is incredible at her percussive arrangements. I don't think so. I would have recognized this. Nice chord changes. Kind of getting us into the vibe. I love that little vocal pad just dangling out there. Sounds like it might be in the key of G. I'm not too good. I'm not that good, but I love the little pattern of da 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 da. It's like circling around the pole, the merry-go-round, and that da 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 is like the pole, and the arrangements are swinging around it. Oh, I was waiting for some pattiness to come in. We call that patty cakes. This is so nice. The swelling pads are giving me a little Minecrafty. Up over on that transition with the vocals. It's like letting a harmonic hang out there a little. Right there, that dissonance that creates right there. A little discomfort. She's such a wizard at creating these vibes. One of the great things about the percussive arrangement is that we do have a little bit of delay play on this. You know, so keeping that. Choice of tones. Is that a viola-ish in the range? I love the whimsical aspect of how the vocals create that ethereal, vibe to padding. I give it to the vocal pads. This is great. This cut time vibe that the drum puts in, while we have the apes scurrying and dancing around. This is that kind of stuff that gives you that like rubberneck whiplash as you're bobbing. comments, Sharko. That goes to show you how powerful the music is. You're just drifting and tripping. All of a sudden you catch one in the head or something. Yeah, chain whipping, I hear that too. I think at one point I was going to say something along those lines. But for you gamers, this particular track, what's happening in the game? So once again, Lena Raines gives us a masterclass on stacking compositions over a particular pattern. I love that. I love that. It's just let the little bead of drool just kind of slowly go bleep. You know, that last little ding, ding. That's me when I'm falling asleep over my computer. So that's another masterclass in how she thinks as an arranger and weaving layer upon layer over what is otherwise, I think it was a 4-chord pattern in general. The piano chords were very nice and fluffy. But I kind of align Lena with a little bit of Violet Pony, you know, in the sense that very, very unique details to layering arrangements that have many different textures and dynamics to it. It could be low and dark and this, and an arpeggiation's doing this, another arpeggiation's doing this, but it's only coming in every other beat. This is happening here. And a build, and then take a few pieces away, and then do this, and then let an obscure arrangement then take over, pull this out and make this happen, you know? And then bring it all back in at the end and make it one big fluffy cake. She's a master at that. And I don't know, maybe I should pull her in for an interview. That would be nice, yeah? If I start down that, once I start down that path, you know, and getting in some, I already started it back with Marty McFly. Marty O'Donnell. Sorry, Marty, he doesn't watch my shit anyhow. But I think Lena would be really super, super wonderful to get an opportunity to interview. So, all right. Next up, I know, right, Kazi? I can't do it. Next up is Jack Streams Things. And so, let's see. Aloha, G-Man. What's up? Sparks is an American pop and rock duo formed by brothers Ron and Russell Mael. Mael? They've been making music together under the name Sparks since 1971 and have been constantly releasing new music, even a new album this year. Kimono My House is probably my favorite album of theirs. Definitely worth a listen. There's not a bad song on it. Fun fact, Edgar Wright made a movie about these guys in 2021 called The Sparks Brothers. Guess he's a pretty big fan. The name of the track is Hasta Mañana, Monsieur, from the band Sparks. And this is from Jack Streams Things. I like that. That's a good profile name. Here we go. Growly bass, growly bass. Are we getting Supertramp from this? Hasta Manana, Monsieur. I love that hook. So catchy. That's why it's called a hook. The bass is just holding down those eighths, grind them out. Very George Harrison-y solo there. Such a great lyrical hook. I love that part of the arrangement, that climb up and oh my God, the castanet. That's so super trampy. Let's see if it does again. That's great, I love it. That was such a fun track. It brought, nostalgically, it brought me back, obviously, to, Supertramp vibes, which was one of my favorite bands growing up. I don't know why. Out of all the things I was listening to, there was something about Supertramp with its melodies and everything that I fully dug. It was pretty straightforward, but very, very, very melody focused. So what I don't know, though, is if this was released 6 years ago, but if this is a rebirth of an older, like I know that you put it down here that they just released something new, but Jack, when did this particular album release? Because what I do know is that sometimes bands will put on older albums and just release it 3 years ago, but it's been recorded 30 years ago and stuff. So because it definitely had that late 70s kind of vibe, When is it? 1974. Okay, there. Oh, maybe they were ahead of the curve. Wait a second now. If this album is from 1974, maybe the Rangers from Supertramp may have heard some of this. What do you say, guys? Welcome to Bushwood. Okay, does anybody know what I was just imitating? Hurry up. What was I imitating right there? Does anybody remember what I was imitating? Anyhow, that would be kind of a conversation to have, wouldn't it? Like, who castanetted first? Was it Sparks or was it Supertramp? So yeah. Tinfoil hats are on. I like that. Oh shit. I don't know, but that just I really like the track. Was very fun. It was a great listen through and through. It just kept me in nostalgia vibes. That's all. Anyhow, that stupid imitation I was doing was when Ted Knight was talking to Chevy Chase about Bushwood golf course. You wouldn't do that in Bushwood, would you? Sorry. I'll just keep going. I'll see myself out. Underwater Dojo. March 1998, this masterpiece of chaos was unleashed. This is the only slow song on the album. So Underwater Dojo wants us to listen to Training for Utopia is the name of the band. The name of the song is Burning Match. Here we go.
Last, you know what it means to hate. I hate. I'll die with you.
Whoa, okay. God, I love the engineering of the guitars on this. Love what the drummer's playing here. God, this drummer is killing it. I'm not saying the song isn't frying, but this drummer's just going off. Yes. Love this change up. Ooh, love what the drummer flipped on us right there. Nobody caught him underwater? Oh, God. That had to suck. Has a little bit of Nirvana vibes here for me. Just in the arrangement, just in this part of the production. Now, I don't know when this was written. This is 1998. But I don't know if the upload to YouTube is maybe at 128 or something, but for my head, I love the warmth of the mix. Are you guys getting that? There's just like this heavier warmth to this master that kind of just takes it just another level, just a little bit of a dip of darkness. Whenever my eyeballs pop up like that, it's always something like, oh, that was different. Looks like they didn't have overheads, or it sounded like they didn't have overheads on the drum. Yeah, that was a heavy track, man. And that was just, like I said, one of the things I'm listening to is that mix. And I didn't know if it was a result if it was uploaded in a lower MP3 bit rate or something like that, but I did notice it had this like really rolled off the top end, if that was maybe what it was they wanted to do to make it just heavier and thicker and just kind of just trying to plow through it. Excuse me. But that was a fun track to listen to. I think everybody here agrees. When I did say I heard a little bit of the Nirvana thing, it wasn't in the production. I think what it was maybe the first 6 bars of when it slowed down and brought us down to a mellow place. I think I recognized a little bit of the kind of whininess of the vocal performance, that glassiness of it for some reason. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a tonal thing that happened for me. But then again, I'm old. And so that's just what it is. So... Ivy Creep, are you creeping? Ivy Creep says, in far lone sails, you are the last living member of your family. You start your journey by finally saying goodbye to your home and climbing aboard your mechanical vessel to travel the desert of a decaying civilization, hoping to find other humans. It's a game OST called Far Lone Sails. The name of the song is Not Alone. Let's go. Anybody familiar with this game? I like what's happening here rhythmically with those two. Yeah, I love this. This speaks to me. What's the premise of this game? God, I love this. This is such a great vibe. In my head, kind of Journey vibes. Remember when I played the video game Journey? But the sequence and their counter-rhythmical approaches is making this so just another level. Oh, was that it? Oh, that's bullshit. It could have gone into another segment of its pattern and stuff like that. I could have hung on to that for 15 minutes. What I love about it was there was the onset of these rhythmical patterns that danced in between each other, kind of in a syncopated kind of way. There was one pattern that, for me, where I felt the one, if you would, was going, oh, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, good. And it just kept me in this thing. And then all of a sudden, you guys told me what this game was about, and I go, I see it. If you're just kind of, you know, swaying out in open waters or something, and apparently you're building something, you're putting together, I don't know. I definitely have to look into this game, for sure. Very heady. I found, you know, you guys have turned me on to a lot of great games and stuff, and I've been playing a little bit more of Elden Ring. Is that it? Skyrim. On my own, just because I need to de-stress, funny enough. But I have to say, the games like Journey and Minecraft, or also, what was the other one? Underwater, where I was swimming around and then the shark occasionally shows up. I can't remember that game. I remember the music and everything. I can hardly wait for Sword of the Sea. These kind of, Abzu, thank you. These kind of games, this is where I get lost, and this is where I can get really pulled into it, and especially with music like that just keeps you going. Just gets really heady for me, man. I'm a very simple, considering I remotely barely made a life as a composer in the way I write and stuff, I have such a simple listening palette. Though I might be able to glow and glam over all kinds of arrangements and orchestrations and all that and be able to pick it out in orchestral listening and stuff, I'm this kind of listener. It's really bizarre. It's a crack up. I don't know what it is about me, but this is where it gets me in the feels right there. So, you haven't played Journey yet? You got to play Journey, SB. You'd love it. I swear to God, you would trip. You would love it. You know. Next up, Derpy Creep Dog. This one is called, I'm sorry, Derpy Cat Dog. Sorry. That's what I get, butchy. How are you, Derpy? Let's see. The artist's name is Danger, and they like to give their songs name numbers. Hence, that's why the track is called 1150. And here's the game's launch trailer of the music as well. That's another link. This one is called. The game is Windblown, and the name of the song is 1150 Wild Eyes. All right, let's do this. It did, Jake. It had that vibe. Oh, this is nice. This grew up to be a very big bad boy. I like that. I guess it's no real lyric, it's just a phrasing that she's saying. God, that wall of sound darkness in the back is wonderful. So it's got the darkness of metal guitar, but I really can't tell if it really is. Could be a layer of dark synths. Nice swim in the ambience here. Guys, do you think that's guitar? Or really saturated layer, dark synth stabs? Ooh, that was nice. That was a little frou-frou move. Da, 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 da. Derp! I dug that track. Very ambient, very heady, very spacey. Her melody, obviously there was no, maybe there's something to be said about the words she was saying. It didn't sound like it was being repeated. It was just like more of a syllable style phrasing that was going on there. But I think one of the other tracks we heard earlier in the stream too, I'm really enjoying the fact that, and maybe because I'm not hearing enough or I'm not remembering, since my brain has been distracted for the last couple of weeks, this more than enough pushed up EDM aspect of composition and certain things that I've heard, where they treat the dirt and the hardcore chugginess or the power chords of guitars, and they make it fit within the EDM sandwich, you know, instead of leading with the chug. I mean, that's just a couple of these tracks that I've heard on today's stream was that, and so this was that. This was one of those tracks that I really was like, God, I love how they're doing that. And God, ambient and ethereal is such a big thing, isn't it, right now? I don't know. I just, you know, in the 70s and the 60s and the 70s when I was growing up as a kid, you know, there wasn't a lot of swimminess going around with the reverbs and delays and stuff. And it has become such an integral part of my journey that I've been listening to since the Decomposer Lounge through this, how much emphasis there is on really marrying the sensation of stereo imaging through delays and reverbs to give you that floaty kind of vibe and stuff, you know, even if it's the dicking around with the double tracked guitars with nuances that are slightly off there. But yes, the kids yearn for the ocean waves. Yes, they do. That's what I'm talking about. Big Loom, are you here? Big Loom, if you are still here, let me see. First time catching you live. I don't know if you're still here. If you haven't, you can hear your track over on the YouTube or on Odyssey. Let me see here. First time catching you live. Love to hear your insights about music and find your content really chilling and uplifting. Keep it up. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you. Let me see. So the name of the band is Mamaleek. The name of the song is Eating Unblessed Meat. That's a title for you. He says that Mamaleek started back in 2008 by two anonymous Lebanese, I almost said it, Lebanese American brothers. They have had a completely unique sound. Shut up. I see you guys popping off. They have a completely unique sound since day one that keeps evolving. Starting out, they were pretty black metal inspired, but have since transitioned into something else with a fusion of a bunch of genres. Always fun to hear what weird stuff they come up with next. All right. Once again, Big Loom, thank you for dropping by and saying aloha, and I'm glad that you've enjoyed whatever I've been putting out there. And this is the band Mamaleek, and the song is Eating Unblessed Meat. God, the title in and of itself is something. Oh, shit. I'm telling you, listen to the bass. I couldn't put my thumb on it. That's it. Some Black Flag vibes for sure. I like how the guitar is just slightly out of tune. I'm just gonna say it. Or the guitar player is just putting a little bit of extra pressure in the fretting. It almost sounds like this could have been a live recording out of a console. What's pounding with that distortion? It's like as if the drum bus is running through a tube loop. What's a trip about that, Amon, it doesn't sound like the saturation is going across the whole mix. Unless it was within track. So they're slamming the drums. Yeah, I guess that's what that is. I'm talking to myself, I'm answering my own fucking questions. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, the bass is giving me life right here. I tell you what, it definitely matches the title of this track, man. Eating unblessed meat. Side title is Tomorrow's Tariffs. Could this be any heavier than a Black Flag type of track? I mean, I feel it takes it a whole different. I like they give us that breathing space there. You're right, non-offensive.
Your world is shaking, and we're all staring. Paramedics nearing.
Nice guitar work, actually. That's good. I like that. Yeah, a little bluesy-ish. No click track, all humanized. God, I would love to be on a fly on the wall and how they recorded that guitar. It's almost got like a single 12-inch speaker facing into a wall. And all of this, the bass, sounds wonderful. You know, the bass is the divining rod of this, you know, incredibly chaotic sound. Jeez. And it sounded like the guitar also had a nice old school style spring reverb on it, the way it tailed off like that. I was like, dang. I tell you what, by the way, folks, that's the end of the stream. We're done with the donos. And how long have I been at this? I think for 3 hours or something. Oh, my goodness. But I will say, what an incredibly great song to end a Sunday, wonderfully Sunday worshiping kind of day with eating unblessed meat. Oh, said my ex-girlfriend.